All right. All right. What are we doing here? Did I update the deck? I did. All right, so Sultai Diviner. This is a deck that we played as a viewer-submitted list last week that felt really incredibly sweet. It has a lot of good things going on in just terms of quality interaction. We've got Thought Erasure, just good cards in general in the format. Enter the God-Eternals, just total beating against the aggro decks in the format. And notably, the way to make a card like Soul Diviner work here, which is the card our deck is named after, so remove a counter from a land planeswalker, land you control, draw a card. So we combine this with other cards that just like happen to be pretty playable in the format. Like Enter the God-Eternals makes the tokens, which makes counters. Vraska, decent planeswalker that also just gets lots of loyalty. Hydroid Krasis. Playing Hydroid Krasis as a 2/2 feels a lot less bad when you have Soul Diviner to take counters off of it. Kiora is really the piece that really flows with Diviner, because you can play Diviner on 2 into Kiora on 3, and then immediately draw 2 cards by taking a counter off of Kiora, using her to untap, and then taking another counter off. So there's a lot of good synergies in this deck, while also just playing a variety of cards that are just powerful. So let's go ahead and dive on into some ladder matches here and see how this one goes. It felt pretty good last time. See if it feels good the second time through. Yeah, build your own divination, exactly. Bantbo was awesome, Marty. Was in fact very good. Seemed super reasonable to start. Yes. Yeah, with the Diviner, you can also take the counter off of Blast Zone and then Blast Zone tokens, which is hot. So, again, I like to talk about when we make changes to decks, what are problems we have and how are we solving them. I don't think this deck has a shortage of tools that allow us to grind and generate card advantage, so I'm not really sure that making that change is fixing a problem that we have. Well, that's a big old cup of yikes. I think I'm taking Pyromancer here. Oh! Oh, play some 1-drops. Play some 1-drops. Play some 1-drops. Oh! Alright, kill that one. Draw a mountain. Draw a mountain. Draw a mountain. Draw a mountain. Do 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 do. Saver. Sorry, I was taking a screenshot. Was taking a screenshot. Looks like Team Rocket's blasting off again! Could have at least bought them dinner first, yep. Alright, and I'm actually gonna burn a counter off of her to play Roalesk without taking damage here. I got a 4-for-1 Blast Zone, Tom. Afternoon Nerfix. So, for those not familiar with how this interaction works, when I play the second one of these, I get to auto-order the trigger. I get to order the triggered abilities, so I'm going to be able to put counters on this and then proliferate him up. Although that's a Soul Diviner, huh? Oh, I was thinking I don't want to do this because then I won't be able to block. But that's not true because Kiora untaps him. Kiora untaps him. This is my 8-9. And again, the key to beating the red deck is not just disruption. You need to have closing power too. Do it yourself, Vigilance. Yep, exactly.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
All right, if they hit a nuts experimental frenzy, we could die here. Nah, I'm showing them to Diviner. Can't hurt. This isn't gonna change how they sideboard. That was a good first game, huh? Probably above average. All things considered, probably an above average first game. Dreadhorde Invasion's not ideal here. I think I'm okay trimming Thought Erasure. I think I'd rather just have a bunch of cards that play to the board. This seems fine. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Ritual of Soot, so all of the creatures in the opponent's decks are so efficient that generally you'd rather 1-for-1 remove them rather than trying to, like, wait and do this. By the time you're Ritual of Sooting, the opponent... By the time you're Ritual of Sooting, the opponent's creatures have gotten so much value in terms of damage that they're generally going to be able to burn you out. So you need to kill them before your Ritual of Soot can come down, usually. In. Perfect. Courageous Squid coming in hot with the 3-1 3-sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Kiora lets us do this on turn 4 as well, which is absurd. Just gonna go ahead and kill this now. Yeah, Gates Ablaze is like keepable in the matchup just because it Bet you've never been hugged by a Kraken before.
Match you drop for drop.
Hey, look, a distraction. You're not surprised they're not attacking her.
Let's get moving.
You do not draw off of Enter, because the way Amass works, the token technically comes into play as a 0/0. This is actually a reason to board out Thought Erasure as well. So you mill yourself with Enter the God-Eternals because sometimes you have cards in your deck that have upside by going in your graveyard. This deck does not, but the opponent could have a risk factor, for instance. And I don't want to mill them into a risk factor. Our hand is kind of run out of gas here. Really hoping to draw, like, another... Our best draw here, obviously, is another Enter the God-Eternals. Another large threat would also be a decent pickup. Something to trigger the Kiora, ideally. Alright, double Soul Diviner. Means they need 2 pieces of removal to be able to attack through with their X2s. Oh my gosh. Oh, I punted. Oh no! This untaps. I could have Blast Zoned to 2 and then untapped the Blast Zone and killed their board. I'm disappointed in myself. I wanted to say that I usually watch you on YouTube, and you're single-handedly responsible for most of my excitement about constructive magic these days. Well, welcome to a live one, Landoth. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me around. No, I would do that. I do. So I could have shocked this in. So these 2 mana would crank this to 2, and then this would untap, and then I'd shock to 8 and blow this up and kill all their 2 drops. This is why I don't have wild cards. What's in here? I have an Omnix and Cruelty, sure. Correct, yeah, I should have done that instead of playing the Diviners. Now, hopefully, they're conservative here and only attack with this. Rats. I'm actually going to block here because I'm killing all their 2 drops next turn. I still don't have all of the lines in this deck committed to muscle memory, basically. Like, if I was playing this more, realizing I could activate and use Blaststone in the same turn with something that would be higher on my like, immediate use.
Life's about to end. Hope you're ready.
I have no idea, Draven. Hey, Chaos Nix, thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I will say that Neoform is a lot less flexible than Eldritch Evolution because it requires you to get a card that costs exactly 1 more, which causes it to leave a bit to be desired compared to Eldritch Evolution. So we're dead. Oh, sweating bullets, sweating bullets. I'm not dead yet. All right, now we're dead. Got it? Krasis would have been a good one there. And again, the reason why I was so far behind that game is because I missed that Blast Zone line. Can you explain why you did not Vraska uptick and sack a land at the first turn? Yeah, because they wanted to kill their 1-drop. Can you explain why you would rather do that than kill their creature in play? If Modern was about banning things that were unfair, the ban list would look radically different. Grishlebrand has been able to kill people on turn 1 for a very long time. The new Neoform deck is no different. That's unfortunate. So we likely lost that game because I punted. Now we're just gonna mulligan out of this one. Okay, this seems very good. That's not a land, but it's like the best card in this matchup, so we're gonna keep it. The 1/1 enables spectacle cards, though. And it puts me behind on a land drop when I have Hydroid Krasis in my deck. So, like, putting myself down a land when I could potentially have Hydroid Krasis seems like less than ideal. That's unfortunate. Hopefully run off. If we run off a Black Source next turn, we're going to be in a good spot. Black Source. Black Source. Black mana. Okay, well, any land. Any land and we get to do these. Light them up. They're on fire. Yikes. That's just how it goes. Sometimes you don't really get to play Magic. And when you lose games like that, it's very easy to focus on the fact that, like, I mulliganed and got unlucky in that 3rd game. But the thing that you need to remember is that when you're playing best of 3, you had more decisions that, right? So, like, while I didn't really get to make any meaningful decisions in that third game there, I had plenty of meaningful decisions in that second game that if I had made them better, probably would have meant I won the match. And there wouldn't have been a third game for me to mulligan and get unlucky. So you can complain about mono red, or you could, like, think about through everything we did in that match and be like, oh, if I'd have just played better, I likely would have won. And that, the latter is how you actually get better at Magic. Magic's the type of game where if you always look hard enough, you're always going to be able to find a reason you lost a match other than I messed up. When in reality, a lot of your matches you lost because you messed up somewhere. No, I don't think so, Neckbeardo. I think that's completely irrelevant. I think the chance of them hitting risk factor is higher than them having a bunch of Direfleet Daredevils. Would much rather not get risk factored. Especially once they'd already played a Direfleet Daredevil. Do I Dreadhorde or Thought Erasure? I probably just Thought Erasure, huh? Just see what's up. Planeswalker stuff, eh? Alright, and on the other side of the board, team hoping to draw a land. Brutal.
Sorry I'm late. I've got it.
The tough part here is, like, now they get to draw with Teferi, and then they draw with Kazminia, and they're likely going to hit all of their land drops. So, something that people really need to realize about Kefnet is Kefnet's a good card, not because you activate his ability consistently, because no deck does that because there's no control over the top of your deck. Kefnet's a good card because he's a 5-drop, or he's a 4 mana 4/5. That's why Kefnet's good.
Focus on what matters.
Yeah, I think with the Mox Amber, we actually might just be dead here. I think all formats of Magic are skill testing, but in different ways. And if you look at mtgeloproject.com, you can see the win rates of good Magic players in a variety of different formats that confirm what I'm saying, and that all formats, players have very similar win rates across large sample sizes. Formats like Legacy that have variance-reducing cards like Brainstorm and Ponder also have cards like Wasteland and Turn 1 combo decks that increase the variance by a drastic amount. If they miss on Ugin this turn, we might have a shot. That's true. I would accept the answer, Pokemon. Pokemon is incredibly low variance. Every format of Magic tends to be skill testing in slightly different ways. Or the different formats leverage different play skills in different manners. That's a good draw. Let's take this again. Getting to take the Ugin here is a big deal because they don't really have another, like, super strong card. Pokemon, the only good format. Yeah, exactly. So you get it. So they might just tempo us out of this game, although I guess with Enter the God-Eternals, it's hard to fully kill us. So they're going to, like, Teferi bounce something, second Teferi bounce something, like, draw a bunch of cards here. Maybe I'm supposed to, because they're going to be bouncing my spells here, I think maybe I'm actually supposed to keep this island so that way I can play 3 2-drops. Although I guess I won't have 3 2-drops. I guess I only have 2, so it doesn't really matter.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Trust me when I say the Neoform deck feels bad to lose to, but isn't actually that good. And I get it. Those decks feel flipping terrible to lose to. Modern is what I would describe as a feel-bad format. It's a format that's full of decks that's just like, you sit there and play and you're just like, I hate myself and I hate others, and why am I playing this game? It's not fun. So I get it. Losing matches in Modern sucks. But when you take a step back and actually like look at the information, you'll realize these decks aren't winning that much more than other things.
I have practiced against him with thoughtfulness before action.
What skill sets would you say that Modern rewards? The two skill sets that reward you in Modern that are rewarded less in other formats are sideboarding and mulliganing decisions. Because games of Modern are fast and brutal, you are rewarded more for having the correct cards in your opening hand, which means players who are willing to mulligan aggressively are going to see more success in Modern compared to other formats.
I've got time.
Boxes are made to be thought outside of.
Well, remember the time I binned that 6th land? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Do I just trophy this Narset? I think I do.
Such violence is
Oh, that does take all my mana, huh? Because of Casmenia? Oh, enter cost 8 because of Casmenia. Oh, that's true.
Here goes nothing.
It's the Casmenian Devil.
Defying you will be easy.
That's true. If I can get a 1/1 from the Dreadhorde Invasion, it will allow me to cast Enter the God-Eternals without targeting their stuff. So if I get to untap with this and make a thing and I draw a land, I can cast this, which would be ideal. Actually, I don't even have to draw a land because of Kiora, right? So if I just get to untap with this. Although, Teferi's going to be able to, Oh, the life loss there means it doesn't matter, right? The life loss there means it doesn't matter. Because they have 7 in play. Teferi bounces and they have 7 in play. I guess I could play Roalesk, but then I don't gain life. Yeah, I should have kept that 6th land. If I'd have kept the 6th land, I would have been able to. And I think, honestly, I think this blue-white walkers deck is going to get a lot worse as the season goes on. Because I think there's a lot of people that are playing against it currently who are making small mistakes like I am, just like not accounting for the extra taxes and stuff that get applied. And like once people are more familiar with the play patterns that the deck produces, it's gonna be a lot worse on average. But decks like that are tricksy are gonna have more win percentages early in the season when people aren't 100% familiar with what they have going on. I think this is fine. I know they had a lot of dorks that game, but I think that's like outside the norm. So I don't think I'm going to board that in. Yeah, I think as of right now, 1 to 2 Elderspell in most decks that can produce black mana that are interactive is probably not unreasonable. Gosh, if we lose this match, it's probably going to destroy our rank. Because they're like they're 90%. So let's tighten up the play here and try and win. Is Negate not worth holding up the mana here? I don't think so. Our deck tends to be more of what I would call a tap-out control deck, so the Negates are mostly in the sideboard for decks that are also playing counter spells or decks like Wilderness Reclamation. Well, and like, so what your consideration there is incorrect too, Majix, because like Negate's not a 2-drop. Like, I know it costs 2 mana, but you're very rarely playing that card on turn 2, right? Look at the screenshot, Hider. Put a little critical thought in. Alright, if we hit land 3, Kiora guarantees the 4th mana. Hey, Dibbles, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back, I appreciate it. Perfect. Am I going to get Spell Pierced? I'm about to get Spell Pierced, aren't I? I don't have mana to play around Spell Pierced, so we're definitely just on the jam portion. Yep. So, hoping to hit lands 4 and 5. Nice, Cuthbert. I think I'm just going to take Sarkin here. Perfect. So next turn, they're going to Narset downtick, and I can Vraska downtick, kill her. I think this deck, Sultai Flash, and Bant Bow are some of my favorite decks in Standard right now. Now, it is worth noting this Fibble Thip is going to be able to... Yeah, maybe I'd rather just Kefnet here, because Fibble Thip would kill Vraska. If they jam Sarkin here, I can Vraska kill the Sarkin token, and then have God-Eternal Kefnet kill the Sarkin. Yeah, I agree, Corel. The Bantbo deck really bullies control decks. Yep.
I know my responsibility.
Yep, yeah, I'm doing just fine, Holy Flab. Just a 24-hour-ish bug. Tidwell, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, the tempo loss there is huge. The fact that we missed our 4th land on turn 4 might be something we just don't recover from this game, because of things like Teferi and Dovin. Yeah, little Teferi means that, like, when you miss a beat, it's unrecoverable, basically, if your opponent has anything going on. And just make sure it turns your stumble into a game loss, essentially. Stunt Bum, thank you for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and concede there. Yikes. Well, we were trying to stay in the top 1,000, but a couple of misplays and some bad beats has us quickly tumbling down. And this is why the ladder ranking, like, people tend to put a lot of weight into the ladder ranking, which made me laugh when WotC mentioned that in their thing when they announced as one of their reasons. Like, the ladder ranking is so super volatile. Like, in the span of a week, we've gone from number 4 to 654. And just up, down, all around. Jukawal, thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Still got half a month, though, so we got plenty of time to rubber band up, down, and all around. The banner restrict announcement is Monday, Holy Flab. Monday the 20th. I got a sneak preview at it. It's no changes in all formats. No explanation. Morning, Jukewall. Alright, we got our Enter the God-Eternals in our opener. Let's hope to draw some lands. Okay. I'd like to hit if we hit a black source for turn 4, we can then curve Contempt into God-Eternals. God bless Twitch Prime. scale of 1 to dead, where's this diviner at? Wizard's Lightning. Little guy. Alright, so our ideal draw here is a 2-mana removal spell and then a black source the following turn. Alright. Things are coming up Millhouse. It's looking good. Looking good. JCK Wick, thank you for the brand new Prime Support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. Am I serious about the banner restricted? No, of course not. I don't have any insider information from Wizards of the Coast. Light 'em up. We're on fire. Oh, 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 oh. I'm gonna go ahead and just play this for 2 here, because it gives me the best chance to hit a land next turn, so I can play this Enter the God-Eternals. Which naturally means we're gonna brick and die, because that's how Magic the Gathering works, but putting myself in the best possible position to not brick and die. Buddy land, please. This is where the magic happens, chat. It's funny, Arilax's article about the MPL changes had a line in it that, like, really hit home. He mentioned, what would happen when people finally realize that, like, the difference in play skill between, like, the top of the cream of the crop and the people, like, under them is, like, really minuscule, but, like, the MPL versus not MPL get paid so significantly different. Like, the play skill level between the people that made that cut and the people that didn't is, like, negligible for the most part. Serious business games, because there's lots of games like that exist in Magic. Doesn't really matter if you have a ton of experience or not. Nah, I think Ritual is just too slow. You'd rather have a bunch of spot removal in matchups like this, in my experience. If you're waiting till turn 4 to kill their stuff, it's too late. This hand's like keepable stuff. It has a 2/3 on 2. Hopefully we get to draw enough lands to get to play Magic. There are 25 lands in this deck, or 26? Or 25. Maybe I want a 26th land. This deck's kind of mana hungry. I have Kiora, though. Like, Kiora is like a ramp spell. That cracked me up, Punchworthy. Which isn't strictly true, to be fair. Like, I'm playing Paper Magic this weekend. I just don't play Paper Magic every weekend anymore, right? Like, I genuinely like playing in Magic tournaments. I didn't, like, give up playing in Magic tournaments just to stream. I'm just, like, not traveling to 4 tournaments a month anymore trying to make it my job, right? Because that's just, like, not feasible as a job. We didn't attack because I didn't want them to end step, kill my thing, and then untap and play a haste creature. Because dealing 2 points of damage there was less meaningful than possibly taking damage on the backswing.
It's my turn. This is just gonna be bad for you.
Well, that must have been a misclick, right? I'm gonna undiddle this just in case they try and kill this and get a damage in. Like, she's got more loyalty than we're ever gonna need, basically, so might as well be aggressive. How much do we need for you to show up to the next tournament in a hollow costume? Man, that thing is like incredibly hot and sweaty, okay? I don't think y'all realize how hot and sweaty it is. I'd prefer neither. I feel like people who think Force of Will and Counterspell would fix Modern are either playing a different format than I am or have a bad understanding of how game theory works. Have a bad understanding of how new cards impact formats.
That sinking feeling again.
Red-green Sarkin or white splash blue aggro would be my recommendations for decks for people just playing to win right now.
Hey! One drop ripples and grows.
Mono red, also very good. I'd basically pick a proactive deck. This is almost what doing it feels like. If we had like one more land, I would claim this is what doing it feels like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, free trophy. That one right there. Bye, Felicia. Thanks everyone for dropping in here today, by the way. Got almost 2,000 people in here already. We're going to be doing a long stream today. Make up for some of my downtime from being sick the last couple days. So I'm going to be doing 10 or 12 hours today and tomorrow as well. The more people that hang out, the longer I plan to run. So be sure to stay on the stream if you want me to stream for a little bit longer today. Just wanted to say, as someone who rarely watches live, I appreciate the YouTube VODs and don't think you need thumbnails. Thank you, Confection. Yeah, the whole thumbnail thing confuses me. Like, can people just not read the title? Like, a descriptive title is way more useful than a thumbnail, right? Big Jeffrey Jones, thanks for the 3 months of Prime. Welcome back. Like, the deck list in the video description and a descriptive title, like, both of those are way more important. No gamble, no future. If we draw a 2-mana spell, like we have this into this on 3/4, we might just die before this hand does anything. But if we draw a 2-mana piece of interaction, this hand's absurd. Hey, wifey, I love you. My wife is wonderful and brought me lunch. I really need to get a fridge, freezer, and a microwave in my room down here. Yeah, YouTube doesn't really make money. Basically, as someone who does this as his job and does basically everything himself, the cost correlation that I have come to is that spending more time on YouTube is worse than just spending time streaming. Is the consideration I've come down to effectively. So rather than spend time making my YouTube content more YouTubey, I'd rather just be here streaming more often. Believe it or not, my do nothing till turn 4 hand is seemingly a bad idea as a keep against mono red.
The ocean surges, life thrives.
It just takes time, Scholar. So like what if it takes like another 5 minutes a deck, that's another, 10 minutes a day. I can't automatically upload anything like that to YouTube. I have to like manually upload it and click and do stuff like that because there's no API from my understanding, so that takes time too. YouTube already doesn't recommend my content because I upload too much. If you upload too many videos a day, I think YouTube assumes you're basically just posting spam. It is a $100 donation to see a deck next, Seth. Or $50 if it's already in the deck queue. So if you're bumping something that's already in there, it's 50. If you're adding something brand new, it's 100. Yeah, Phoenix definitely was good there. I mean, my keep was bad. Should have mulliganed, I guess. That's not true, Drew, because the deck queue does not get updated midstream. So you, in fact, cannot be cheeky, and there isn't a workaround. Because I'm a Magic player and a programmer, so I understand how workarounds exist. Get out of here. Actually. Yeah, in fact, if you wanted to see a deck tomorrow, you don't need to do 10 and 50. The standard queue has been popping lately, but I'm keeping it under the control to the point where I think it's a $45 donation gets you played the next day, which is like higher than it is during off-peak times, but still not completely unreasonable. That's a handful of cards. I think I'm taking Tamiyo because she generates the most value. Land is awesome. Phoenix is good against a lot of these decks, but it's a little bit awkward against this idiot.
Right on.
Just because he generates so much tempo.
That's more like it.
Honestly, YouTube...
Right into battle.
Honestly, YouTube isn't really transparent about how any of it works, so it's just all guesswork.
Here we go.
Jeff likely tops out at 7 million plus views on YouTube a year. I have no idea what his average watch time is. My watch time's actually really high for the amount of, my watch time's actually incredibly high for the amount of videos that I upload.
Let's get moving.
Like usually my watch time is somewhere between 7 and 13 million minutes per month. Nathan Brown, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. And Bop Zapper, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate you keeping me around.
I'll protect you.
Alright, so I think I'm just going to throw this at Teferi. If they want to trade both of these for him, I'm okay with that. Yeah, and then I can Krasis for 4, which draws me 3 cards because of Kiora.
Nature flows with vigor.
The Amass token does not trigger Kiora, that is correct. Another Contempt here is great. Another Krasis also great. So I get to Contempt this and then Scorn this, which is great.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
I can help you no longer.
I just have a miscellaneous frozen meal thing. It's got like beans and rice and corn and other miscellaneous vegetables in it. This is my version of cooking. This is as close as I get to cooking. Putting this in the thing, in the microwave.
Don't worry, I got this.
The Prison Realm, bounce Prison Realm with Teferi on the Krasis is really, really sweet. One of the many reasons why this card has gotten better.
I've got it.
You ever tried Eldrazi Post in Legacy? Yeah, we've played both Eldrazi Post and Eldrazi Stompy in this year for both of them, I believe. If you check the Legacy tab of the videos on my website.
Belly flopped.
I think this is actually the ideal play now, right? Just because I get to kill Teferi. Audio's starting to go. And I get to mill them and get rid of their Oketra, which is great.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
I'm gonna start cranking up this blast zone. So took them off of most of their resources here. We get to go ahead and Hydroid Krasis next turn for a bunch. So they get to Prison Realm this, and they get to Teferi Blink this, which puts them in a pretty good spot here. My Blast Zone is going to give us a bunch of friends back, though, eventually. I've got 8 mana here, so this is going to draw 3 next turn. Krasis always draws another Krasis, doesn't he?
Here goes nothing.
I'm actually just going to attack them here. Because I'm going to crank this to 3 and then blow it up next turn and get all my friends back.
That's more like it.
I don't really have budget versions of decks put together in my head for Switch. I will say that Apex Predator is probably more important than more Vraskas and more Kefnets. Apex is pretty important. So you'll notice here I overcharged this. That's because I want to draw a card off of it. And I had the spare mana, so might as well.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
attack with this.
Leave my squid alone.
We're still at like 26 here, which is great. Just infinite health.
Smells fishy here.
Scorn kills that. Perfect. Get this out. How would you say you should go about improving when picking decks? You improve more playing brews, or if you like to play with good decks. If you are still at... When you are a brand new Magic player, you almost certainly don't have enough skill to build good Magic decks on your own. The best way to start getting better at both building decks and playing better Magic is by playing decks that known good players have been working on and work to understand why those good players have made the decisions and conclusions that they made in those decks. Alright. Looking for a removal spell.
Making me crabby. Now I'm salty. One drop ripples and grows.
Well, I guess I'm still at a high health total here, right? So let's do this. And try and draw one more card here. When this deck gets going, it draws a lot of cards.
Time to clam up.
In. That kills Krasis next turn. That's actually kind of a concern. We might not be able to cast this third Hydroid Krasis. There are only 21 cards in my deck.
This isn't a fight you can win. Don't worry, I got this.
Tides always rise again.
Just today's your lucky day.
Alright, so I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 mana total here. That means I can't do both of these. That's a little unfortunate. I think I'm going to do this into Roalesk,
Not too bad.
because this lets me attack their
Big deal.
Teferi this turn, maybe. Yeah, Nexus so we don't deck, maybe. Do I even care about this card, or do I just want to kill them? I think I just want to kill them, huh? Fantasy Android, thank you for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. You could technically double loop Kefnets to not deck. That's true. That's very true. I think what you do in a situation like that, Chaos, really kind of is determined by what kind of experience you're looking to get out of your event. So if you're looking to give yourself the best possible chance to win, you should almost certainly be playing the known good deck developed by good players and tested a lot. Alright, anywho, so I like Ritual of Soot because they're a Krasis deck, so even their big plays die to it. Also, Wild Growth Walker decks, they got a lot of Explore creatures. Trophy seems fine. Enter the God-Eternals actually probably isn't very good, right? A lot of their stuff gets big. It was nice for, like, milling their God off there, but it's probably unnecessary. Got 62 cards here still. You expect deputies, so enter the God-Eternals is fine. I mean, I have a lot of other removal, right? Like, I have these Ritual of Soots and stuff, too. Do I want Narset for the Krasis deck? Like, I'm already struggling to cut cards. I'm not sure that I really have enough board presence to, like, guaranteed protect this early, which makes me hesitant to board it in. I'm gonna trim a couple of Dreadhorde Invasion. The opponent's deck plays to the board, and it's a little bit slow. I think Dreadhorde is mostly good against, like, control decks. This hand's fine. Needs a couple of lands, but we're on the draw and we have a Surveil. Sit down for a little bit, enjoy the ride. The illusion of choice. I've seen Kiora do some sweet stuff with Vanasphere. Is there any way we can combine the Vanasphere package with the Diviners, as they're both so fun? I feel like that's too many moving pieces, Almighty Bob. Like, both of those things require a lot of things to be going right for them to be good for you, basically. And I think that kind of, like, you're trying to appease too many masters, basically. The Teamer Vanasphere deck we had played the other day, I think, is a very reasonable deck. Alright, don't Teferi me. Don't tempo my 4-drop. So Legion's Landing will stay on your side if you steal it and flip it. The notable difference there between some other cards, the big confusion between where cards go when they flip comes largely from the Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, and the reason why the Nicol Bolas Planeswalker changes sides when he flips is because he explicitly says exile himself and then return him to play under his owner's control. So, most other cards that transform that aren't Planeswalkers don't leave play and come back when they transform, but Planeswalkers explicitly need to do that so they can enter with loyalty to not die to state-based actions, from my understanding. So they can trade a Hydroid Krasis for the Golgari Queen here, but I'm kind of okay with that. Again, God-Eternal Kefnet just, like, kind of showing why he's decent as a 2-2. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, reveal Ritual of Soot. Wait, is that a full art ritual? Did the Kefnet make a full art? Was that real? Is that what just happened there? I'm so confused. Did it, like, but this card doesn't have a full art option. Why aren't there full art versions of everything? Why aren't there full art versions of everything? Alright, Carnage Tyrant is a big angry boy. And now I'm confused and angry. Someone please help. I don't really want to sack a land, because all of my plays that beat Carnage Tyrant cost a lot of mana.
A life for a life.
Now, there's way more cards that don't have promos than there will be for... that don't have foils than there will be for promo skip dash. So really hoping for Roalesk here, because he would crank this up to a 6-7, which would let him trade in combat with Carnage Tyrant. They could Krasis for 6 here, which would drag them back into this game. I guess that's not strictly true. I could just soot them away. Interesting. Do they already have a stroke, or are they hoping to draw one? Because they know about this Ritual Soot. It's weird that they would elect to make a 4/4 Hydroid Krasis, like knowing that I have a 4/5 in play, though. I don't think I reveal, right? I just want to Ritual Soot here. You can always type !deck in chat, or use the overlay to get a link to the current deck list. No, they played a land. Also, I couldn't kill the elf and cast Ritual of Soot, so that was an illegal play. Why not trophy? Chat! I have 5 lands. I have 5 lands, chat. So then the issue the whole game is I have 5 lands. I'm not pro Jared. !Dick doesn't do anything in this chat. We're dead here, right? Because even if I trophy this in response, I can double block here, but then I take 4 and then the Dreadhorde Invasion kills me. Ah, the topical reference, the topical reference. The Dreadhorde Invasion was, like, pretty bad there. I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna put in 1 Enter the God-Eternals. I feel like we're rage adding a 26 land to this deck. I feel like we're just gonna add a 26 land. Feels like we're due. Just like every match has been dead to miss land drops, and this deck like draws enough cards and has like Vraska to sacrifice extra lands and like. Maybe I should have shocked that in to kill their 2-drop on 2. Because, like, if I draw, like, a good 2 or 3 drop, I want to play it next turn. Yeah, so, like, now I'm, like, playing this out. But, like, they have a creature in play. So if I would have shocked this in, I could have, like, killed this and, like, played this on an empty board. Yeah, Krasis uses extra lands, too. Now, I think this card's great. Honestly, I might cut the third Hydroid Krasis.
Stand by and watch. Let's try this.
Holy crap, we hit the land drop. I'm so confused. Oh, cut an invasion. Yeah, I think that's a good suggestion. The evasions have been okay, but like not 3 of good. You ready to see my opponent's embarrassing house of cards come tumbling down?
Here we go.
It seems fortune favors you.
Suppose that's how it was meant to be.
Ah, Felicia. You know, I'm actually not 100% sure if Twitch counts. I think Twitch doesn't count muted people as a viewer, but I'm not 100% on that. No, it must, right? Because how embedding works. It must count muted people as viewers because of how the embedding nonsense works.
Sun in the sky. Let's get moving.
So I get to trophy this, and then I get to Vraska this, then I get to draw some cards. Prison Realm against decks full of ways to kill enchantments with Planeswalkers just seems so loose to me.
I won't forgive this.
Okay, we get 2 draws here. Perfect. I would love to Thought Erasure you. Show me what you're working with. That's a lot to be working with, opponent here. I think I can punch through these Planeswalkers in the back of Roalesk, though, right? So I'm gonna take the Carney T because he's a little scary.
Nature flows with vigor.
I guess Nissa gets to kill Vraska this turn, but then Diviner just gets to eat the counteroffer, right? Well, I mean, we knew my opponent had a lot of spells, right? Because they missed a bunch of land drops, and then like I did just trophy them, ramping them up a touch. Ramp them up a smidgen.
Together, we will prevail.
Together, we shall prevail. Well, I mean, if Rolls dies to Vivian, he, like, double proliferates, which, like, makes this better, like, eventually gets this going somewhere meaningfully.
The land shall conquer you.
Yeah, the Scorns killing their creature lands is also great. I'm sorry, who did you say you were attacking? I got a little bit hungry and didn't hear. Blaststone does not kill lands. It explicitly specifies non-land permanent, as those types of cards tend to. So I can roll Roalesk here and crank this up to a 4/5. Bump up the jam. Then, all right, that's that. We've not played any Jund decks yet this set. I think the Thought Erasure means I actually just want to take Vivian and pass. Because, like, killing the Nissa is like, this doesn't really do anything, right? I guess it draws a card, so, like, the ceiling is high. I guess I keep it. Yeah, we, like, take the Vivian, and, like, the second Nissa's, like, not super meaningful for the time being. Yeah, it blocks 3/3s and, like, closes quickly. They are at 15, right? So, like, 4 power flyers kill them relatively fast. They draw Hydroid Krasis. I feel a little bit bad about my plays here, but other than that, we're in a really good spot.
I've got that sinking feeling again.
Gosh, Kiora has just drawn, like, an unreal number of cards this game. And I think I'm far enough ahead at this point that I actually want to use her to untap a land here and then Tyrant Scorn this forest. Because I feel like the answer to the question, how does my opponent get back into this, involve a large Hydroid Krasis. So, like, that kills 2 of their mana for a large Hydroid Krasis. So, Krasis is still bad for us, but it's less bad if I take that land out. So we had a little bit of a tough run with this one today, but a lot of the bad beats involved missing land drops. So I think going up to 26 lands is reasonable. I probably should have done that from the start. This deck has both Little Vraska and Hydroid Krasis as ways to kind of power through Flood. So Vraska lets us draw additional cards, and Hydroid Krasis lets us use all that extra mana to like do something meaningful with it. So I think going up to 26 probably more than reasonable. I'm going to go ahead and update that on the website. I think other than that, I'm pretty happy with the 75 that we were playing here, so I'll just make that one little change from Dreadhorde into that. Could the 26 land be a creature land like Mobilized District? Yeah, I don't hate that. I think we probably have enough colors, right? So, like, before, like, without this Drowned Catacomb, I have 8, 14 black. That's probably greedy. I actually probably have too much blue. It should probably be a Woodland Cemetery. This deck has like black, blue, and green cards, which like stretches the asks on the mana a little bit far. Yeah, I don't know. I think if you want to be greedy and play a third colorless land, more power to you, but I'm going to be conservative and add another colored source to the deck. All right, what are we